mount, get mount him, mount, rear mount, rear mount, rear mount, front mount.
Being a warrior means more than just wearing a uniform. I think it's a balance as far as knowledge and so forth.
The word warrior means something different to everyone.
At the same time, it's easily attainable. I don't think the only obstacle is your own self.
A warrior is somebody that can complete their missions, complete anything that's thrown in front of them, and really exceeds expectations.
Every soldier is expected to meet the standards, but there are some that surpass them.
What makes a warrior is that no-quit attitude. Always pushing yourself to better yourself. And that kind of rubs off on people around you. If people see you pushing yourself, they're pushing themselves a little harder.
Alpha 4 5.
8 soldiers from 6 different commands fought their way from the company level to compete in the 377th Theater Sustainment Command Best Warrior competition.
I believe a warrior is anybody that puts forth enough effort to do their duties in their MOS or in their assigned tasks within the Army to the best of their ability.
It's a highly disciplined man that is willing to do for this country what other people are unable to.
What does being a warrior mean to me? I guess I'd have to say somebody who's out there trying to prove that they're basically the best.
The soldiers competed over 4 days at Camp Shelby in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. The grueling competition tested every aspect of the warrior skills. From April 15th through the 19th, these soldiers pushed themselves in a contest that tested their minds as well as their bodies. The competition began with the Army Physical Fitness Test. The competitors took themselves to the limits of strength and endurance, with push-ups, sit-ups, and a 2-mile run. For many, training for this event paid off.
It's getting my PT score back where it should be, so I brought my run time since I started this down about 1 minute and 20 seconds. My run time's dropped.
Later, the soldiers changed uniforms to go before an appearance board of Command Sergeants Major. Board members asked questions from the Army Study Guide and current events. The soldiers were judged on uniform appearance, facing movements, and other military topics. In addition to the verbal test, there was a written exam and essay as part of the formal board process. Some of the soldiers struggled, but knew their time was yet to come.
I'm a prior service Marine, and a lot of these acronyms, like when it came to the board, forget it. So that was a big barrier for myself. And then the Army has much more to study than the Marine Corps does. The Army, wow, so much knowledge to take in. The range wasn't too bad. The knowledge questions are always the toughest. I'm a runner, so I'm physically fit, and the PT test wasn't hard.
Day 2 began with more sweat and a bit of mystery. It started with an early morning road march where soldiers weren't given the length, only the time they had to complete it.
You got a good pace. Yes. We'll find out. Well, we'll see.
Specialist Austin Okorn from the 103rd Expeditionary Sustainment Command was first across the finish line with a time of 1 hour and 24 minutes.
The first non-commissioned officer, Staff Sergeant John Schillereth from the 316th ESC, crossed the line a few minutes later. All of the competitors finished within about 20 minutes of each other. The first 2 NCOs to cross the line even went back to get the last competitor, Specialist Lisette Vera from the 143rd ESC.
Even though it's competition, it's all about teamwork. If you're not a team player, shouldn't be here.
You either do it or you don't. Hate to be hypocrite.
The competitors switched gears to prepare themselves for the range ahead. This part of the competition tested their skills on the M4 rifle. Just when they thought the range was over, a surprise qualification on the M9 pistol, which was the first mystery event. The soldiers went back to basics with a test of their Army Warrior Tasks knowledge. The AWT testing was simple, but important. Day 2 drew to a close with competitors firing on a night range in almost complete blackness. By the next day, the soldiers were beginning to tire, but the physical part of the competition had only just begun. They tackled land navigation, not only an important soldier skill, but necessary for survival. The engagement skills trainer waited for soldiers after their trip through the woods. Here, they fired various types of weapons using a simulator. It allowed the competitors to experience qualification as well as different scenarios without using ammunition or ranges. The soldiers faced 2 more mystery events after the EST 2000. They were required to show different squad movements and tactics using a sand table.
So based on that,
Nightfall brought more land navigation, as competitors used their compass and dagger, which is a handheld GPS device. Their task was to plot and find 3 points. Land navigation proved tough for some, but all persevered. The last day proved as fast-paced as the other 3, with a new event making its debut at the Best Warrior competition. In the Medical Simulation Training Center, soldiers trade a breathing, blinking, bleeding mannequin. For some, it was the closest they'd ever gotten to treating an actual casualty. Soldiers left everything on the mat during the Modern Army Combatives Tournament, which was the final event. In the last NCO matchup, Sergeant Orval Emery from the 103rd ESC beat Staff Sergeant Matthew Loebs from the 143rd.
The final junior enlisted round pitted the 103rd's Specialist Austin Okorn against Specialist Christopher Fitt from the 316th.
In the end, the competition was a close finish, with Staff Sergeant William Davidson of the 310th placing as the non-commissioned officer runner-up. Junior enlisted runner-up was Specialist Christopher Fitt of the 316th ESC. Specialist Lisette Vera was a PT standout with the highest overall score of 300 points. But the grueling 4 days could only yield 2 winners to represent the command. Sergeant Orval Emery earned the title as the 377th Theater Sustainment Command Best Warrior NCO.
Specialist Austin Okorn placed first among the junior enlisted soldiers.
Both soldiers from the 103rd ESC will go on to represent the 377th TSC at the United States Army Reserve 2012 Best Warrior competition. They will compete at Fort McCoy, Wisconsin this summer. For these soldiers, being a warrior doesn't end with the competition. Being a warrior is a way of life.
A warrior to me is someone who always carries out with what they say they're going to do. They always drive on. They always strive for excellence in everything they attempt to do.